Coming from the Hill, Hegseth responds to blowback over Friday night Pentagon purge. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Sunday defended the purge of top-level military officials amid blowback to the Friday night firings. Well, I mean, they told you they wanted meritocracy, aka whiteness at the top. Doesn't matter how vulnerable that makes us. Because, whiteness. The firing of Joint Chiefs of Staff Chair General C.Q. Brown Jr., as well as 5 other top defense officials, has raised alarm from Democrats and former defense officials who say this decision will have a chilling effect on military leadership, which is already bracing for mass firings of civilian employees and sweeping cuts to defense budgets. This is what happens when you go from armchair quarterbacking to becoming the ruler of the land, to becoming one of the primary owners. You think you know what's going on, and you never took the time to learn how things actually work. You think that, your expertise from sitting on the sidelines watching for many years makes you so great. Plus, whiteness. In an interview on Fox News Sunday, Hegseth sought to play down the extraordinary move, saying, "There is a civilian control of the military. Nothing about this is unprecedented." Oh, okay. The president deserves to pick his key national security and military advisory team. There are lots of presidents who've made changes, from FDR to Eisenhower to H.W. Bush to Barack Obama, he said, adding, "This is a reflection of the president wanting the right people around him to execute the national security approach we want to take." Have you noticed that they never talk about qualified individuals, just who is wanted to be next to who? It's all about optics. It's all about aesthetics. It's giving eugenics. Hegseth said Brown was not the right man for the moment and praised venture capitalist and retired Air Force Lieutenant General Dan Raisin Kane, whom President Trump has said he will nominate in Brown's stead. So the person who is duly qualified, has been in the position, and has been doing the job impeccably well, isn't right for this time. Once again, it's giving optics. It's giving eugenics. It's giving supremacy. I have a lot of respect for C.Q. Brown. I got to know him over the course of a month. He's an honorable man, not the right man for the moment, Hegseth said, and ultimately the president made that call. And Dan Raisin Kane is going to be a fantastic chairman. I look forward to working with him. Are you the head of the department, or is, Are you the head of the, never mind. I already know the answer. You got to know him so well over the course of the month. Well, at least you're not stealing the labor of a black man to make yourself look good. I mean, if you had 2 working smarticle particles that were not continuously intoxicated or trying to sexually assault someone, you would have realized that the better choice would have been to kept the general in place. But yeah, why not go down in infamy? You're going to go down worse in history than the Nazi generals. Kudos for you. Hegseth said Kane was among the only people who told Trump defeating ISIS could be done in a matter of weeks, which he said Trump appreciated. I'm tired of telling people the scope of their own job. You know what? Whatever. And he will give straightforward advice, as he did to President Trump, on the defeat of ISIS. No one else said it could be done in a matter of weeks. Raising Cane's said it could. And guess what? It happened. Point out to me where in the history of this planet ISIS was defeated in a matter of weeks. And no, don't remove the nuance. Don't remove the context. Don't remove actual history. Do not remove the order of operations. Show me where in history ISIS was defeated in a matter of weeks. And since when are we placing our national security, what keeps all of us safe, or at least under the guise of safeness? Why are we putting that in the hands of whoever is willing to lick the diarrhea-ridden prostate of Trump? And the president respects leaders who untie the hands of war fighters in a very dangerous world, Hegseth continued. I think Dan Kane is the man to meet the moment. So, fuck agreed upon international laws and rules of conduct for things. Fuck a war crime. Fuck everything. Just go out and do whatever you want to do. And this is the mindset of do as I say, not as I do. Acting as if these rule changes will only apply to the United States and other countries won't take it and run with it. Countries who've been waiting to pick us up and put us in our place. Okay. I guess y'all gonna learn when your family members' entrails start getting overnight shipped to you. Because that's what we're going to be headed towards. Brown's firing was announced in a Trump Truth Social post Friday evening, while Brown was in Texas visiting troops on the U.S.-Mexico border. Less than an hour later, Hegseth said in a statement that he is requesting nominations for replacements for Chief of Naval Operations Lisa Franchetti, the first woman to serve on the Joint Chiefs, and Air Force Vice Chief General James Slythe, revealing that they too would be axed. I'm taking suggestions. Like you said, this is what Trump wanted. So he didn't give you a short list. You don't have any suggestions. Hegseth also said he was looking for new nominations for the Army, Navy, and Air Force's top lawyers or the Judge Advocates General, TJAG. Fox News anchor Shannon Bream pressed Hegseth on some of the online backlash, specifically asking about a post from a law professor who said the firings of the lawyers, in some ways, are even more chilling than firing the 4 stars. And they are. But why pay attention to how things work? And Fox, he's your former co-worker. Y'all know all the ins and outs on him. You know the danger that we're in. Stand up. Ask him the hard-hitting questions. Stop pussyfooting around his ass. Remind him that he's a bumbly fucking idiot. That he makes Gomer Pyle look Mensa level. That he makes Barney Fife look like Einstein. That he makes us think that SpongeBob SquarePants could easily take over the planet. It's what you do when you're planning to break the law. You get rid of any lawyers who might try to slow you down, said the post from Rosa Brooks, a Georgetown law professor, which Bream read aloud. Hegseth dismissed concerns over the firings of the TJAGs as hyperbole. No, it's not. Hegseth has been very, very, very vocal on his disdain regarding the classification of war crimes. Ultimately, we want lawyers who give sound constitutional advice, no you don't, and don't exist to attempt to be roadblocks to anything that appears in their spots. What we know about these TJAGs, they're called TJAGs inside the military traditionally, they've been elected by each other or chosen by each other, which is exactly how it works, often with the chairman as well, he said. They're reminding you of the roadblocks to keep you out of you know what? Small group of insulated officers who perpetuate the status quo, Hegseth continued. Well, guess what? The status quo hasn't worked very well at the Pentagon. It's time for fresh blood.